Welcome back, guys. Welcome back to yet another TapDaddyBeats stream. Today we are going to be mixing down some beats, of course, like we do on Thursdays. And before we do, I just wanted to show you guys, this is my newest release, Vesperia. And I've actually got a new track coming out tonight. Really fun track. I can't wait to show you guys. But if you want to catch it early, just keep an eye out for my Spotify tonight. It's going to be coming out at midnight tonight. So good stuff. But of course, today we are focused on just mixing some beats down. I've got 3 picked out today. 3 beats picked out, as I usually do. And all of these are going to be making it to my BeatStars eventually. So we're just trying to do light mixes today, kind of speeding through some tracks, getting them mixed, and we'll be doing a little mastering as well. So, sounds good. I think we should just dive into it. I want to waste no time. I want to just get into Ableton. Boom. All right, let's give our first listen through of this first track. This was the first one I made last Saturday. And I think our first step is just going to be to reduce the volume. It's kind of loud right now. Holy shit, that's a lot. Let's just go ahead, pause this, give ourselves a lot of headroom. That's a lot of volume. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. That gives us below 0. And then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Maybe that much. Okay, it's going to be much quieter now. You can turn up your headphones if you wish. I just figured I would do that right off the bat, so we're not getting used to how it sounds super loud and then it sounds like stream is quiet, right? All right, let's give a first listen through for realsies now. God, I love the compression on these drums. Oh, my delay is kind of screwed up there. Let me just go back and fix that. There we go. Okay. But we got an 1176 on these drums. Really smashing them. Sounds really great. Our max peak is at -5.6. Cool. Plenty of room here. That's awesome. Oh, that's also a delay that needs fixing. That's okay. I don't know what it is about these pitch bend delays that we do on the delays. That first time listening through, they're always screwed up. So, going back the second time, it'll do that. It'll bend it upwards. Sounds cool. That's a beautiful track. I don't know what I'll call that one. Maybe like a Nujabes type beat. It also feels a little bit inspired by Pete Rock. I don't know. He does a lot of kind of more darker sort of jazz sampling over boom bap beats, I would say Illmatic is the perfect example of what I think of when I think of Pete Rock, God, I love his style. He had this one sample flip. It's probably one of my favorite sample flips. And it's pretty simple, too. But he sampled Blue and Green by Miles Davis on I Center of Attention. A great album if you've never checked it out. That album has an interesting history to it. It didn't officially get released, but it went on to become the most bootlegged album in history. It was just really good, and people were sending, tape, like bootleg cassette tapes to each other through the mail across America, man. Literally the most bootlegged mixtape in history. But it finally, in like 2010, actually got up on platforms, so you guys can actually go hear I Center of Attention if you are curious. All right, let's dive into it. I'm yapping. I like yapping at you guys. All right. So we do have this like a pretty good foundational mix on this. I was also thinking, okay, I had an idea for what I wanted to do to kind of flesh out this trumpet part. First of all, this is sounding pretty goddamn wet. Let's turn the dry wetness down on this hall reverb. And I'm going to flesh it out. I'm going to actually use this delay track. I'm still on the fence of whether we want to use the stock delay plugin or maybe if we want to pull out Echo Boy. But the fact that I'm going to be doing this in a return track, gives us a lot of freedom. Let's see, how much do we want to send to B? Just like a little bit. I'm going to ping pong this so it really gets on the sides. Okay, let's do 8. Oh, I was like, what's screwed up here? They're not synced. Silly. So like that, basically. But we're going to do this a lot more sparingly. And I think what we want to hear on the sides, we want to kind of distinguish it because right now it doesn't quite pop out, right? I was thinking like we could do this vinyl, either vinyl or we might even like run it through OTT and cut the lows. I don't know. Ooh, this is sounding good. That's cool. We got layers of delay going in that. God, this is such a cool track, man. But yeah, really the reason why I did that delay is because I felt like we needed one more layer of kind of like counterpoint stuff, but I really also wanted to touch the sides of the mix a little bit. So that's kind of an example of something that's half mix, half production, Because I'm the producer that made this song, like I feel pretty confident making calls like that, right? Then again, I know a lot of mix engineers are pretty comfortable just like deciding to throw delay on something, Woo. Beautiful, man. So beautiful. Okay, shall we get a little bit more in the weeds here? We got that sorted. I feel like this is like way too dry of an intro. Like we need some white noise. We need something in the background here. I'm kind of thinking just like, let's not overthink it. It's so cliche. We do this in a lot of tracks, but let's just put like some really subtle rain in the background so that we're not just like sitting in this like really dead dry mix, right? Just something for some texture. Somebody give me some texture. All right, let's bring ourselves over here. Let's go into our ambient sounds. Where did I have some good rain? Way too much, right? Ooh, this actually could be good. We'll do this, but we're gonna really turn it down, like really down. And we might even have this going throughout. I don't know. I see a lot of variation in here. We'll have to hear what that is, but I think for the moment, ooh, this was so much longer than I was thinking. Never mind. This might actually work okay. We'll see. Let's really turn this down. We'll turn it down over here. See, maybe we do have this kind of like fade away, right? Maybe by over here, it kind of fades out. That's good. Okay. Now, it's important though. I want to make sure that there's no like artifacts in this, in this sample here. Make sure there's nothing in there that we don't want. We have a lot to select from in this rain sample. So, we could always scoot it over to a different part of the sample if we needed. Oh, you see those 2 clicks? I'm not sure I want that, Hey, what's up? Wannabe Kodak, how you doing? He says, I didn't know you could pull up the mixer on Session View. That's something that they recently added in Ableton Live 12. So in all of the past versions of Ableton, we couldn't. I really like it, man. I find this so useful when I'm just like trying to, send stuff. I'm also maybe trying to keep track of what the peak is of all of these tracks, I find it really useful. I'm also somebody that really traditionally has not used the mixer view too much. Even when I'm mixing, I just find myself using the session view so much more. But I feel like now that it's so much more accessible, I do find myself using it quite a bit, But that's just me. I'm coming from a production background. I was a producer before I was a mix engineer. So, All right. So we heard some artifacts in here. Those 2 clicks that I think we're going to want to shy away from. Let's try the next section. Two clicks in there as well. What the hell, guys? I mean, it's not the biggest deal, those clicks. It's just, it's like, I want to really do it the right way. I think we heard a little bit of clicking in there, but actually that sounded so much more clean than the other section. Okay, cool. Yeah, Wannabe Kodak says, I've been bouncing back and forth between mixing view and session view. This is beyond me. Are you working in Ableton 12? Do you have the new Ableton? Just to show you, just so that I can fix this for you, right down here in the bottom right, if you just click down here where my mouse is, boop, it brings up the session view, and then you can click that again, it goes down. And, there is, like, all of this other stuff that you can check here, but I like yeah, you can just toggle it on and off in the bottom right corner with that button. That was one of the first things I saw about Ableton 12. I was like, no way. All right. Let's see where we're at now. Yeah, I think this is the most navigatable version of Ableton Live that I've worked with. And I think I've been using Ableton since 8. It may have been 9, but yeah. Yeah, you got the new Ableton? Hell yeah. They really added a lot of really great stuff in there, man. I liked the 12.2 update. They completely changed the auto filter. They updated the auto filter plugin, and it's phenomenal now. They also added a MIDI chord generator, which I've actually been getting a lot of use out of. I like it. All right, time to really start focusing in on some of these individualized elements. Okay, here's what I'm thinking. This guy right here is going to go middle right. This guy is going to go center left. And then this little glockenspiel is going to go hard left, like far out. Pretty much where it's at right now. I like that. Okay. We gotta swap the left and the right on this vibraphone. I like how it's processed, though. I spent a lot of time a while ago creating this vibraphone from the stock vibraphone sound, but I just like loaded it with all these plugins. Really made it sound dusty, you know? That's good. Kodak's like, how the fuck have I never seen this button? No doubt, man. No, yeah, I don't blame you, man. I feel like, I've been using Ableton for like well over a decade at this point. Well over a decade. There's still stuff that I learn about Ableton all the time that I'm just like, how the fuck did I not realize, Let's see. Yeah, we're going to pull out a utility track. We're going to just slap this here. And basically, instead of trying to, because, the vibraphone's naturally sitting in the right ear, rather than like shifting it over to the left by pushing it over to the left using a balance knob, we're going to swap the left and the right audio. And now it's going to naturally sit in the left ear a bit more. Still sounds pretty centered, but now it's already got a bias to the left. And we're going to scoot it a little bit more. Actually, maybe it's that, maybe I'm doing this the wrong way. I'm trying it a couple different ways now. Let's go back to where it was normally out. Let's scoot it to the right. That might feel better. Turn it up a bit. And we need this guy over here. Okay, this guy's getting buried, so let's bring him up in volume. -8, I think. Ooh, yes. Let me go back though. I want to see, where is the bias? Is it going to the left or the right when we put it in center? This guy. This is what we're listening to, by the way. Oh, it does have bias to the right. So what we're going to do there is we're going to swap the left and the right audio if we want it to naturally sit in the left ear a little bit more. Here we go. Set this down a bit more. In fact, let's start EQing this. I want to bring forward, like, so there's the sustained like chord in the background, right? But there's, you know, this is a mallet instrument technically. This is from the augmented mallets VST. Point is, like, the attack of these notes, there's like a good percussive element to the attack, kind of like on a piano or a vibraphone or something like that. And I want to like find where that attack is landing mostly in the EQ range, and I want to kind of bring it forward a bit. We'll let those chords kind of do their things, but oh, there's really not, this is not taking up much range here. This is going to be, yeah, wow, it's all kind of centered in the same range. That's okay. If we clamped down on this, I'm just curious, like, I mean, there's really not much we can do EQing here because it's such a tight range. That's okay though. You know, we don't need to go crazy on that sort of thing. Okay. Let's bring forward this glockenspiel. Very gentle, very gentle. I might even set that a little bit further on the outside left. So we've kind of got it balanced against this guy that's sitting like center left. All right, let's hear it put together with the section that we're coming from as well. So let's see. We'll run it from the beginning. Why not? I want to hear that rain transition. I feel like we could benefit maybe from like a little bit of lift. Just a tiny bit of lift, like this kind of guy. Yeah, something like this. Let's lift them right into that. Just gentle lifting, you know, no crazy EDM risers, right? Just a little, oops, wrong spot. There we go. And we might even, you know, just to help this gel a little bit more, there is a little bit of tail on the end of this reverb, which I like. But I wish there was a little bit more tail. Yeah, a little bit of a reverb on it. I'm kind of thinking like we could add a little bit of a clean like pop hall reverb, like a hall reverb here, and kind of just help extend that a little bit, make it a little bit more prominent. We'll apply this and then we will see how it sounds in the other section as well. Vocal pop hall. I like this. This is very clean pop, like hall reverb. We're not going to need much of it. Maybe like 25%. We could go a little bit more. Very gentle. We could maybe bring this up a bit. Run it through. Cool. Yeah, that's what I wanted to hear. I actually think, yeah, the new volume, the new reverb, that sounds pretty locked in at this section. Perfect. Okay. We are probably going to have to do something about this flute, and maybe this little guy. Bum, 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 bum. What can we do? This just feels a little bit dry and empty, right? Okay. Let's take an EQ to it, see what's going on. You see, there's a lot of this like low end in here. I'm not sure if I like all of that low end. What would it sound like if we kind of cut that out? That feels so much cleaner, like by a mile. I think we are going to keep a little bit of that mid-range. Allow it to have a little bit of body. Probably stand to bring this up a little bit. Okay. So I'm kind of thinking I don't want to like absolutely smash it with compression. Like, I don't know, in the past, what I've done with this flute is I'll like put it through some OTT and it really, really like gets airy and intense, you know? But I'm kind of thinking for this, maybe we could be a little bit intense, a little bit aggressive with how we compress. I'm kind of thinking the 1176 is a good reverb for this, or I mean compressor for this job. We'll do this before the delay, of course. See, it's gonna be something like that. Okay, it's a little loud now, but I think we've got the reverb set how we want it, right? Let's bring this down. We're gonna brighten this piano just a little bit up here, I think. Because we've got so much of this mid-range. I think this will just help it give it a little bit more definition. Let's play with it. Maybe it is somewhere just under 1,000. Kind of a wide berth here. Turn this down one. I think we could turn down this trumpet a little bit. Let's also do a little save as while we're at it. We're about half an hour into this, so song 1023 mix V1. There we go. Man, this is sounding so good. Okay, let's also get a nice curvy fade out on the end of this. Like so. Here we go. And there we go. And I think, yeah, now we're going to really start kind of squeezing it in the master, laying on some compression. And we'll see. We'll see kind of where we land with this master. But man, I'm really liking the sound of this mix. Of course, you know, I say that. I feel like I always change my mind about something as soon as I run it through some compression, you know? But let's find out. Let's see kind of where we're at. I'm going to pull out the Shadow Hills master compressor. We're going to put this on the master, and we're going to start to just kind of squeeze a little bit on this audio. We're going to enable sidechain, and let's run it. Yeah. There's one thing I kind of want to change here. So unfortunately, a lot of the vinyl texture that we're getting from this vibraphone is really coming from this OTT and some of the fuzz that generates, which I do for the most part enjoy it, but there are some awkward moments where it kind of like abruptly cuts. You know, you probably heard that over here. I'm thinking what we could do is we could automate this to like fade. Yeah, so it like cuts over here. So what I'm thinking, I'll show automation, and right in here, we'll just like down lift that. There we go. Just setting it down a little bit more gently, right? That's a little bit more natural. All right, let's run it from the beginning. Let's see what our max peak value is looking like. So may as well look at our compressor. It's so fancy looking. All right. Oh, you know what we should do? Before we even worry about the max peak, let's throw in a little radiator. See if we can energize this a little bit. Yeah, this definitely like adds some body to this. God, that sounds great. Let's run it from the beginning. I suppose we could bring this trumpet up and maybe the delay on it down a little bit. Let's bring this trumpet forward one and bring the dry wet on this delay down a little bit. That sounds a lot more locked in. Hell yeah. And we still have like a lot of, about 2.5 decibels of headroom here. So we'll probably push it up to that, maybe even push it a little bit further into the ceiling. And we'll use a maximizer to really help carry us the rest of the way home. So that should be pretty slick. I just thought of one last thing I want to tweak here. Rather than having that fade like that, what if we just had this over the course of this note? It's a lot more subtle. I like that. Okay. I should have checked my max peak value. It's okay. I think it was like minus 2.6. I didn't see if it got up any farther. Well, in any case, let's push it up by 2.5 and kind of see where we're at here. .5. All right, and let's listen through. Here we go. Hey, what's up, Mammy? How you doing? It's good to see you. Hell yeah. You came here to hear the finished product, or at least we're getting closer to it here. Probably start pulling out our loudness meter. course, we'll need to run it again to get an accurate reading, but we still have more work to do before we can really accurately measure our LUFS. Looks like we've got quite a ways to go, honestly. Yikes, we'll see. But yeah, Mammy says I'm good. Recuperating after surgery. Oh, shit! I hope surgery went well, and I hope you have a speedy recovery. Hell yeah. Oh, man. But yeah. It's probably good to just take it easy for a little while. Yeah. Well, I hope I can, help pass time with, boring you with mix engineering stuff. Boy, that's coming together nice. All right, let's go ahead, run it into our maximizer and see how far up we can get this. We'll see. This is this is where it's gonna get tricky, guys. I'm telling you, it's gonna get very tricky, I think. Okay, we're gonna let this run on this. Little loudness warning. This might get kind of loud. Just protect your ears. Let's master this. Boop. Here we go. Boop. There we go. Yeah, Mammy says thanks. Yeah, I've been just sleeping a lot, just relaxing. That's good. Your streams are always a wealth of knowledge. Thank you. I appreciate it. I don't think I'm gonna like this. Yeah, that's way better without this EQ. Okay, yeah, we're starting to get in the ballpark. Starting to get there. I'm gonna turn my microphone up a bit because it's getting louder. That is the direction we like to move when mastering, is everything gets louder. Alright, there we go. That's a little bit better. I'm gonna see if I can pull back on this a bit. Okay, let's run this back and see kind of where our LUFS is. See how much more adjusting we need to do. We're kind of looking for anything between -9 and -11 LUFS. Oh, it's a little bit crackly. There we go. I think this might be it. We're probably gonna have to run it back again just to make sure that we have our accurate LUFS value, but All right, so it says minus 10.4, which is not bad. Not bad. But we did do some adjusting. We did kind of let off on the maximizer, so I'm anticipating a bit of a smaller number. It depends by how much. I think the lowest I'll accept is minus 11, right? So let's run it and let's hear it. Yeah, that's really not bad because we did have quite a bit of like intro and outro, which reduces the luffs just in general. Minus 10.7 is perfect because I would honestly say that the intro and outro sort of bias it a little bit, and it is a little bit louder than like, minus 10.7. But yeah, that's sounding good. That's sounding really good. Let's save that. And I've got 2 more beats that I'm trying to mix today, so we'll dive in to the next one. I'm going to grab a little bit of coffee before we start this next guy. But while I do that, let me play you guys something. So I do have an upcoming EP, Thinking of You. I'm really excited about this EP. I would describe it as like a little series of love letters. It's just like some very lovely lo-fi kind of vibes. I don't know what's wrong with the the pre-save page. Usually the singles that I have out currently should be listenable on this page. But I wanted to play for you guys one of these tracks that is out. I've got 2 singles that are already out, Lilac Petals and Rainflower. Let's go track down Lilac Petals. I think you guys are going to really like it. If you hear little Lilac Petals and you're like, ooh, this is cool, you're probably going to like the Thinking of You EP. So here it is. All right, and I will be right back. we are back. And again, if you guys like this song, I think you guys are gonna like this EP that drops on October 10th. So I'll drop a little link just for anybody that's trying to pre-save it, trying to catch it early, or just trying to show support for the project, because pre-saves definitely help. There's a little link for anybody interested. It's a beautiful little lo-fi EP. I love it, man. All right, guys, we got another one to dive into, so let's waste no time and let's just keep it moving along. This next one is a little bit of an R&B kind of banger. It's kind of a retro, like, I don't know, like, you guys will see what I'm getting at here. Here it is. Let's give it our first listen through, and I'm going to go ahead and preemptively turn my microphone down. Just in general, I feel like the volume of this stream is kind of interesting because I'm, just like how I'm hearing it, we started at a quiet volume and we build it up to something louder, right? So in the spirit of that, I'm going to turn my microphone down a little bit. Test. Okay, that's probably a better place. Let's hear roughly where we're at here. Okay. This is going to be a fun one. Also see what our max peak is. I don't want you guys getting too comfortable at this volume. We're gonna turn this down. Like I said, we start quiet, we build it higher. All right, yeah, we're like a 1 decibel over, right? So let's give ourselves headroom. Let's turn this down. So 1, 2, we're now under 0. 3, 4, 5, 6 ish. Maybe 7. There we go. All right, this is going to be the volume of stream for a little while. I encourage you guys to, adjust your volume if you need to. Maybe turn it up if you need. Let's check this out. Let's give it our first listen. I didn't turn down everything. How many did we turn this down by? I made a mistake, guys. I only turned down the volume of one track, which kind of screwed with the original. Okay, well, actually, that sounding down there actually sounded about right. We're going to change all of this anyways. Let's actually bring this volume down. Okay. I'm getting way too excited here. All right, so -1. -2, now we're below 0. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Cool. All right, this is the new volume of stream. Sorry to mislead you. We'll double check our work over here. fix that hit. I think I'm gonna change this kick at this part, you know? Track makes me happy, man. Whoo, yeah, Mammy says I like this a lot. Me too, Mammy. I don't know what you would exactly call this vibe. Like, I think it's definitely like some sort of R&B. This one leans a little bit more dance kind of track, you know? But it's like low key. It's got like these soft 808s and like these nostalgic like 80s R&B sounds to it. This is just like a sound that I've been on a lot lately. I don't know what exactly you would call it, but I'm having a lot of fun making it, you know? Like, I don't know. That's the thing is I feel like, you know, I always try my best to just like genuinely just have fun and go off on tangents when it comes to like what I'm enjoying making at any given moment, because I feel like, you know, if I stick really true to just like what I'm personally enjoying, the likelihood that people are gonna also connect with it goes up exponentially, right? You know. All right, so I'm thinking right here in the beginning, let's we want to automate this kick. We want to EQ. And we're going to put this just on the kick. This doesn't apply to everything. We're going to automate this to turn off, like right here. Yeah, we want it. We want that top hi-hat, you know. But I think for the beginning, we just want more of the kick sound. So, like, what if we boop and... Let's also make sure that the velocity of all of these kicks are even. Oh, it looks like they are. Okay. Let's consider, like, I want to mix the drums first, and I want to really, like, look at it, just getting the drums balanced, and then we can use the drums as a whole, shifting it around, right? But right now, I feel like this kick is kind of quiet compared to the snare, right? So I'm thinking, let's bring this up. Let's bring this snare down. Is. Okay, this bell definitely needs to come up. thinking these drums are sounding pretty good. I still am paying attention to these drums. We're still messing with them. This is how I move when I mix. I'm like so scatterbrained, but I'm, making progress, right? The snare is a little bit harsh. So here's what I'm thinking. Let's put a EQ on this snare. Let's find the pain point. I think that hurts the most. Okay. Now that we know that, let's create the tiniest little bell curve, like right around there. And if we wanted to, give it a little bit of a bucket punch somewhere. Now, this is like where we get a little bit weird with our snare. I like this kind of like clap-like feel when I hike up a part of the EQ right below that harsh area. Now, this is a totally weird EQ, right? I feel like when I first started learning how to mix engineer, I was afraid to do stuff like this because I was like afraid other mix engineers were going to be like judging me for it. And for all I know, there's probably a mix engineer watching this going, "You fucking jackass, what are you doing with that snare EQ?" But come on, like, do you see what I'm picking up on here? I like it. Okay, maybe it's a little bit extreme being up that high. That's a little bit more like middle ground, right? But like, fuck it, I'll mangle my EQs if I want. I know how I want it to sound, right? And we could probably turn the snare down now a little bit. It sticks out better. Maybe we'll leave it. Okay. There's one other area that uses that kick lead in. We're going to automate that to also happen over in this area. Let's check it out. Man, this is so good. I'll just kind of run you guys through my general thoughts on this mix at the moment, which is so the kick and the 808s, like, or the drums and the 808s are definitely some of the loudest elements here. I think in terms of all of the other elements, I would like to maybe bring these roads back a little bit. These roads are pretty extreme. I want these individualized elements like the synth bells and all that to kind of come forward. I think we're going to get a lot more vibrance by bringing those forward. And then in general, as we start closing in on the end results of this mix, I'm going to start looking at things a little bit more generalized and kind of nudging the overall gain staging of stuff based on like the loudness of the kick compared to the loudness of the chords, compared to the loudness of the 808, you know, compared to the loudness of like the synth details. And we're going to kind of like look at it more as groups probably. So let's start moving on that. Okay, nudge that down one. That's our 808. We're gonna just organize a little bit better by putting that up with our drums. This is our synth lead. Maybe that's gonna sit where it is. Bring those synth bells forward. We also got these guys. So I really carved out the bottom of this. I want to hear this without that drastic EQ cut. Yeah, maybe we'll do it without, but I've got an idea for how we might be able to get this all to fit together. Maybe I want to put these, I call these glam keys, by the way. I don't know why. That's just like what I call them. Because there's some glamorous keys, okay? That's why I just call them the glam keys. You know? They got glamour. All right. I'm thinking, what if we set these like super wide, you know? Let's use some micro shift to like really get them on the sides. Micro shift. And we'll do this all together just to see it out. Yeah, glam keys. I mean, come on, man. So, see, I work with so many instruments. I got to start making up names at some point, you know? I think it's gonna be like something like this. Yeah. Okay, so I liked this first guy better than the rest. And so, you know what, we're going to use, because it's the same notes, let's just use that first guy. Make it consistent. So we accidentally set this saxophone down a lot farther than it was initially, but I actually really like it way down here. Maybe it can come up a little bit. I think I want to like bring forward some of the delays on. See, there's like some really cool delay stuff that's happening because of this Echo Boy. And I think to maybe bring that forward a little bit, I'm going to compress this. I think maybe the job for this, oddly enough, I feel like I would usually go for an LA2A, or I mean an 1176, but I'm kind of considering an LA2A. You know, slow attack and all that. It's just going to kind of glue this together. Let's try it. Let's see. Now you can actually hear it. Really compressing this. I still feel like these are not wide enough. I've got an idea. I'm not going to completely cut it, but we're going to do something like this where we reduce the volume in the mono lane, and then we're going to take another EQ and we're going to increase the volume in the stereo lane for this, for these glam keys. Boop, there we go. Might even just take a imager. Let's see what we got going on here. I want to visualize it. Ozone imager. Yeah, this is kind of what I was looking for. Nothing in the center. All on the sides. I don't think we can get it any more on the sides. It's like hard panned. Let's hear it with this. Oh, I kind of do. I see what I was going for when I was producing this, cutting out all those lows. Trying to make it this like really vinyled out kind of airy. That might be too much though. Gotta include a little bit of that mid-range. I don't know though, that's a little aggressive. Yeah, let's just leave it like this. and I've just been kind of pecking at the gain stage and just kind of nudging things. I think we're starting to get a little bit closer. Let's take a look at this 808. We really haven't done much to it. I don't think I intend to do much. Take an EQ to it, see what's going on here. We could make it a little bit more extreme in the subbiness. Subtly, just like maybe like 1 decibel boost down here, really capturing these extreme lows. Let's take a limiter to it. Basically, I'm trying to set ourselves up for success, where we're lowering the overall amount of decibels that this contributes to the mix, allowing for us to raise the mix as a whole upwards. Probably have this mastered by the time you get back. Making progress here. Do a little bit of compression on these roads. Oh yeah, the LA2A on this really, but we gotta bring it down now. I want to kind of bring a little bit down on this low end here, clamp. Since we got so much like heaviness in the 808, I think that we could like, and we got the kick really serving down here, we could clamp down on this a bit. If we're doing a subtractive EQ though, I like to do this before compression. try limiting these drums a little bit. Boy, we really ran these drums pretty dry. But that's okay. I think that was kind of the vibe for this. We just kind of shaved the highs off of it and did a little bit of mixing on the individualized parts. Boy, how is this so high? Boy, it really doesn't make much difference though, which is perfect. It's gonna allow for us to really like shave off some of these decibels. In fact, I kind of want to like bring this. Oh yeah, we have definitely just like saved ourselves like 2 decibels of headroom here. Man, I think we're in a good spot here to start mastering. We're at minus 7.18 decibels. That's good. We were like in the minus 5s when we started this. By limiting our bass and our drums, we managed to bring it down to minus 7. All right, let's make that a nice curvy fade out. And then we're going to get mastering. We're going to start compressing, and I think this is going to sound really magical once we do. It's going to be cool. All right. 6, and then, yeah, that should be good. Okay, yeah, let's bring out the Shadow Hills Master Compressor and let's do something. Hell yeah. All right. I think this one will sound cool. It's like one of my favorite steps of the process. There we go. What's up, Signature? How you doing, man? Thank you, man. Thank you. I'm having fun today, man. But yeah, how's your day going, dude? Let's bring this back to the 808 section. That's cool. All right. I think I got this compression sounding about how I want it. All right, let's bring it back now. Let's try to get an accurate max peak value, see where we're sitting at and how much we can bring it up by. Here we go. I'm glad I mixed this one down today. This is a fun one. What's up, Ella? How you doing, man? He says, yo, I ordered some rockets for my home studio. Can't wait to try mixing with. Oh, hell yeah, dude. Congrats. That's sick, man. That's sick. You have to let me know what you think of them. But yeah, and I see signatures saying, cool, winding down for the weekend. Hey, nice, man, nice. All right, man, we got quite a bit of headroom here. Yeah, we'll see if it goes up any more. There's one section where it could pop up a little bit more, but I feel like, yeah, we're sitting at about 6 decibels of headroom right now. Yeah, it popped up like a little bit, but that's all good. All right, I'll tell you guys what we're gonna do. We're gonna boost this by 6 decibels. That's gonna put it 0.7 decibels into the ceiling. We're just gonna slap down a limiter to catch that. And then if we need to push it any further, we'll probably... Oh, you know what? Actually, something I have been doing lately, to different degrees depending on genre. And some of these I've been leaving it off, but Little Radiator might excite this a little bit. And there's specifically something with Little Radiator that I want to try. I just have a hunch it's probably going to get out of hand. But we may as well try it. Let's start fucking around with this. Let's... Ooh, that really excites. Now let's introduce bias. That's what I wanted. That's... Maybe a little bit of bias could be cool. It does kind of muddy a little bit. See, I like that flutter feel. It's just a question of how much, right? Like, this is way too much, right? Where's the happy middle ground? Yeah, I think we are going to want bias on this, and it's going to sound cool, a little bit shaky, a little unhinged, right? I don't want to ruin a good thing, though. This is just enough to give it a little bit of flutter when you're like blasting it in your car, right? Yeah, I just love how that interacts with the 808, man. That's cool. Okay. All right. Positive 5.04 decibels. Let's raise it. Okay, this is where the loudness of stream is going to start subtly increasing. First, it's going to be by 5 decibels. All right. And I'm going to go ahead and turn my microphone up a little bit as we start to get our volume up. So if you need to adjust your volume, definitely do so. Let's see. We're going to raise that by 5. Minus 5.04. Let's go ahead and say like by 5.2 actually, or something like that. Just very subtly send it into the ceiling. And then we're going to limit it and catch that, right? Probably standard. I don't know. Maybe true peak. Let's actually go true peak. Okay, here we go. Start taking out our loudness meter. Just get a sense of like how loud this section is. Yeah, we definitely have a ways to go. I think really, like, you know, my target lately has been -9 to -11, and I anticipate this will probably land a little bit closer to -11. We'll see. Hell yeah. Oh man, this is cool. All right. Now we are going to feed this into our maximizer. Yeah. Let's pull out ozone. And again, this is where volume is going to jump again. So just protect your ears. This might jump up pretty dramatically here. But let's check it out. Let's see what we got in store for us. We'll probably start it like a little bit before the sax. Maybe over here. And yeah, perfect. All right, let's run it. Here we go. Not a fan of this. Maybe this. All right, let's turn the true peak on. Put the ceiling at the top. Let's run it back, and we'll make some decisions about whether we want this EQ. I already corrected its stupid mistake of like really boosting these highs. It was basically not hearing the the drums were cut there. So it's like, oh, we need more highs. No, we don't. I kind of agree with this though, and I want to test this, right? Let's run this back. Let's see how close we are, and let's just see what it generally sounds like. Not sure I like that. Certain clickiness on this kick. Not a huge fan of that. We are still gonna have a ways that we need to push it though. At least a little bit more. I think we're gonna do a little bit of extra limiting at the end. All right, let's start troubleshooting this. pull out a limiter. All right, let's run it from the beginning. Let's see where we're at. We're getting close. Minus 11.7. I think I would prefer, well, minus 11.6. I'd prefer if it was a little bit louder. I also want to, now that we've got this a little bit more tamed down, let's maybe try getting rid of this EQ, seeing what this low end feels like. We'll throw in our own EQ. Okay, I feel like this is sounding much better, but how does this feel now? We get a little bit of that clickiness. we might do? We might even automate this threshold here. Why not? Let's think smarter, not harder. Add plugin parameters to this panel. Click the configure button. And then boop. Okay. Max threshold. Cool. Cool. All right. So here's the idea. There's a fine line between what's giving us that click and what is not, right? So we're going to automate our master for the threshold of this maximizer. Let's do it. Let's say show automation. And let's get rid of all this crap. And we are going to essentially, before all of this, we want this to be a little bit of a lower value or higher value, basically. We're going to put it somewhere like... I even need to go a little higher than that. Basically, we don't want it touching there. But as soon as we're in the track, yeah, we want it touching. Now, I'm curious. I've never really automated this too much. Can we do something kind of immediate, or is it going to be like, whoa? No, I think that's actually the way to do it. Something like this. Let's check it out. Now that we have that under control, actually, we should, let's undo that automation we just did, and let's see how much we could push it in this section. Okay, how does that feel? All right, now that we got that under control, let's do that same automation over in the bridge section. It's the last place we're going to need it. And let's get an accurate reading of our LUFS value. We're aiming for -11. I'll take as low as -11.5. And anything above that is just gravy, just so long as it doesn't exceed -9. But I doubt that, right? All right, let's check it out. This is good. This is good. Man, we're putting in good work on this track. estimate the threshold more often when I run into those issues, you know? Mine is 10.8. Damn, that is sick. Okay, we gotta save this. We gotta do a little save as, because I forgot to save earlier. I usually am trying to save once every half an hour. Sometimes I'm bad about it. Let's see. XV1. Perfect. Oh, man, what's up, Mars? How you doing, man? It's good to see you. Caught us right at the end of this one. And, hey, we got one more that we're trying to hit today, so maybe you got here just in time. Yeah, I've got a really fun breakbeat to show you guys for this next one. Of course, as always, I got to get more coffee, right? But again, Thinking of You EP drops October 10th. Nice little lovely lo-fi EP. I wanted to show you guys the other single that I have out from this EP. I know my screen is broken for the pre-save for some reason. But yeah, I'll show you guys Rainflower, the second track off of this EP. But yeah, Mars is like, don't let him lie to you. He's always bad about it. Mars, shh. You're not supposed to tell them. Gosh, you're supposed to be like, wow, Tap's a pro. Damn it, Mars. All right. For realsies, though, I hope you guys enjoy this other single from my upcoming album, Rainflower. I'll be right back. Gonna get some coffee. I hope you guys enjoyed Rainflower. If you do like this, I think you guys are going to enjoy the upcoming EP, Thinking of You. So I'll drop a little link for anybody that is curious about it, anybody that wants to pre-save or just generally show support for it. There's a link to that. Yeah, there's a link to the pre-save page. So anyways, let's dive back into it. I have one more that I'm trying to hit today. This one's a pretty cool one. This is a breakbeat that I made like a while ago. I think you guys are going to dig this. This should be a pretty simple mix, I think, you know. Of course, I don't know. Sometimes these simple mixes take me by surprise, but yeah, let's check this out. Let's full screen this. And we'll try to get our volume back down. I'm going to set my microphone back down. Let's just real quickly see what our max peak is just about hitting. Oh, not bad. Woo, this is going to be a cool one. All right. Let's just go ahead and give ourselves some headroom, though, so you guys can adjust back to a lower volume. Sorry, I know this stream is, like, so dynamic, but it's true to, like, you know, we start quiet and we get louder over the course of time. There we go. Everything down to about -6. Yeah, that'll give us plenty of room. All right, let's give our first listen through this track. Let's check it out. I see Mars says you should make some shakers by recording a loofah against dry skin. What? That's actually kind of creative. You know, maybe. All right, that's kind of what this sounds like, doesn't it? Let's check it out. He's like, sorry, so many ads lately. Oh, you're good. That's funny. Mars is over here like... Yeah, I'm so glad I'm mixing this one down today. Love this track. Hell yeah, thank you. Oh man, I want to show you guys something kind of interesting about this track that I'm sure you're hearing. You hear that snap on some of these like it happens over here. There's this snap every once in a while on these snare hits. Like right here. Ready? And for a while, when I had this as a demo, I was like, what is that snap sound? I know that's not something I put into the track. You know what it is? It's a crack on this trumpet. Let me just show you guys. It's that wah, wah, you know, and it really sounds like a snap. It feels like a crack of a whip or something. I don't know, man. It just like really delivers this satisfying like kind of crack. All right, let's get our hands dirty. Let's fly through this one, man. I'm feeling motivated. I think right off the bat, what I'm kind of considering is I want to experiment with this kick in particular. Just the low end. I want to raise and sweep across these lows, see what kind of qualities we're getting from this kick, and see what we can bring forward. So let's do it. Now, because there is no bass in this, you know, usually I go a little bit more of like a happy medium between the mid lows over here and the subs, right? This time I think we are going to boost a little bit of the subs. Let's hear this with the track, though. Yeah, let's boost the sub down here. Woo! Trumpet loops now available from Cracker Barrel. That wasn't part of the rebrand. So I'm thinking some 1176 on these drums. I'm trying to think. Do we want to do this? Oh, what am I doing? I accidentally pressed play on something on Spotify. All right. Let's get back into this. So I'm thinking, like, let's maybe pull out the 1176. I want to try this on these drums first. And see, I think this is going to be too much. I think we need to do this in parallel. Let's try this parallel compression. We're going to put this in a return track, and we're going to send, I don't know how much yet, to that return track. So actually, I'm not sure if this is going to be the ticket. Now, of course, we need to, like, really turn this down. Listen to those loofahs. Yeah. You know, I'm actually thinking that the compression might not be the way to go on this one. I'll tell you what. Let's try one on just the snare. Nah, I don't think that this is responding well to compression, honestly. If it ain't broke, don't fix it, you know? What we might do on this snare, though, let's bust out an EQ. I want to find, like, ooh, that area right there. Also, where's that pain point? That's the pain point. Let's bell around that. And then we're going to take this guy. Let's check our work. That's gonna be much more easier on the ears when we master this. Dude. Yeah, distortion always helps, you know. I just wanted to nudge that up a little bit, get a little bit more of that crunch on there. I even think we might be able to boost this a little bit higher. Yeah, I know. Distortion is like, man, underrated. I definitely love it on my drums. I've been finding myself using a lot more distortion on my masters lately. Alright, I think honestly we could probably bring these drums down now. We've kind of made them a little extreme. Let's compress this piano a little bit. Now this feels a little bit more full, right? And I love what this LA2A does to the mid-range, you know? It's like this mid-low range, perfect for pianos. Great compression for pianos. Yeah, time to mellow. Yeah, I agree, signature. We might also do a little bit of compression on this guy. The question is before or after the reverb. Sometimes I actually choose to do my compression after the reverb to slightly lift those tails. I think we want to try it beforehand, and I think we are going to use the LA2A for this guy. Sounds pretty good on brass too. Because we're going to try to use this in a very subtle way. Let's try it after the reverb. Organize this a little bit better. Actually, we'll put this guy up here. There we go. These string swells are perfect though. I don't want to touch them. right. Let's see how we're doing here. Kind of lightening up on the compression of it. All right, let's save, by the way. See, I do remember. Also, you know, that's a good time to remember. I should let you guys know that I'm actually now on Fiverr. So if you want to book me for any mixing services, I've got my Fiverr link listed below. You guys can go check it out. And yeah, definitely feel free to book me, you know, if you're looking for a mix engineer. So God damn. Dude, I am liking this. All right. I think we've gotten as far as, like, you know, this section. Now I think we can kind of start focusing on these. This is a pretty simple beat, you know, pretty simple mix. So I'm thinking, you know, we kind of want to split these a little bit. Maybe this guy's a little bit more center. Bring this guy up a little bit. We might compress him a bit. Let's just see what he sounds like through an 1176. He's a little bit more clear. I'm also thinking, are there any sort of like room reverbs that might help bring these to life a little bit? It might be unnecessary, but it could kind of help colorize it. I'm just kind of pulling out reverbs. We're going to test a few. Ooh, that's interesting. This kind of gives it this weird width to it. Yeah, enough said. All right. I think we just landed on the money, like, first reverb. I was expecting to pull out, like, 6 different reverbs and be... But I'm not going to overthink a good thing here. I think this is actually really cool, this width that it's giving it. And I still like having this guy a little bit off to the left. You know, that feels like an appropriate spot for it to fit in. And I like the dryness of this guy. We're not going to change him. We're going to let him be this tiny, small, clean thing, you know? Ooh. God damn, that is slick. All right, I'm thinking we're pretty satisfied with this mix. We're at minus 3.67. That's pretty good. Let's run it from the beginning and just kind of, you know, think critically of it. Is there anything else that we would change before we move on? This is so cool. Do we maybe nudge this steel drum down a little bit? Yeah, let's hear this section again. Take an EQ to him as well. We're going to EQ after the reverb. Just give him a little bit of brightness. All right, let's start mastering this. Goodness, that is just. I'm so glad I chose to mix this down today. This is one I've been sitting on for a while. This was actually exactly 100 beats ago, if you're curious. All right, Shadow Hills. Yeah, let's do that. Oops, don't get you. Okay, here we go. All right, let's turn sidechain on, definitely. We might compress this pretty heavily. We'll see. Hell yeah. Thank you, Signature. I know, I'm like in love with this. It's so badass. I don't know how to describe it. It's like very like Final Boss-esque, you know? I'm liking the sidechain that is occurring with this compression. Alright, what's our max peak? Mine is 5.4. Holy shit, we brought ourselves backwards somehow. Probably because I really brought those thresholds up. Okay. Well, that's good though. We got room to grow. Let's boost it by 6 and let's catch that. Well, actually, no. I'm getting ahead of myself. I want to try a little bit of radiator. I think this is one where we're not going to go too crazy with it, but we're hoping that a dash of distortion is going to help energize this. We're going to make this clean. Oh, wait, no. This is radiator. We're looking for little radiator. A little bit more simplistic. A little bit better suited for the master. Okay, no noise. Ooh, I was thinking we were going to use a sparing amount, but like, you see how much more vibrance we're getting here? Let's hear it with the trumpets though. Okay, this is where we're going to start getting our volume up. Cool. Let's boost this by 5 decibels, slap a limiter in there to catch whatever excess we have. And we'll move on to our maximizer. And then limiter. Let's just start with maybe the standard limiting, ceiling at 0. All right. This is going to be louder, by the way, guys. 5 decibels louder. Might need to adjust volume a little bit, and I'll get my microphone up a little bit. Where you at, dog? Where you at? There we go. All right, test. There we go. My mic's a little bit louder. There we go. Let's go ahead and also pull out our loudness meter. Oh yeah, we're not gonna have to raise this by a whole lot. I don't even think we've triggered our limiter. No, that's all good. It's just there for safety, basically. All right, cool. Let's bust out our maximizer. We'll let it do its thing. We'll, play around with it a bit. Let's see. Where do I want to run this? Probably like somewhere over here. Yeah. Okay, so you guys know the drill. This is about to get, this might jump up in volume, so, protect your ears. Might get a little loud here. Let's run it. All right, here we go. I don't think I like this. Now we're going to turn that off. All right, let's run it from the beginning. Let's make sure that we're happy with this. Thank you, Signature. Oh, man. I want to see somebody breakdance to this, you know? Maybe one day. It's looking like we're going to be right on target, too, at about minus 10 lufs. Nice. Oh man, minus 10.2. That is perfect. Let's save it. All right. God damn. Guys. We did it. 3 beats. Three beats we mixed down today. I think all of these are going to be available on my BeatStars. I believe I have my BeatStars listed in the description. So if you want to rhyme any of my beats, definitely go check it out. If you heard any today that you want to rhyme, definitely just reach out to me. I'll make sure that, this beat gets to you. And of course, if you want to book me for mixing services, I am now on Fiverr, and I've left my Fiverr link down below. You can go check it out, feel free to book me, if you're looking for a mix engineer. So, anyways, thank you guys for hanging out. This was a fun stream. And, I will be live again on Saturday doing a Saturday morning cook-up. So, I will see you guys then. Until then, happy producing, happy mixing, and I will see you guys next time. Peace out.